Hello and welcome back to Factory Town. In the last episode, we took upon ourselves the second level in the campaign and made it maybe halfway through, or maybe not even halfway through. I'd like to do a couple of things that were both suggested in the videos, or in the premiere of the video for the last episode, as well as some ideas that I came up with while I was watching it, actually. So the first one is this. All three workers are delivering to the same spot on the chute, and that can cause this type of congestion that you're seeing. So the idea here would be to take the chute. First of all, let's go up by one more. Get out of the way, little person. And also to come onto like this, and then, oopsie, have this person deliver instead to that chute. And then do this one like, maybe like this. And then have this person deliver to that end of the chute. That way they're all delivering to a separate spot. And the chunks of stone, the balls of stone, can return themselves, or can pass themselves into the chute automatically. The next piece is to potentially delete, and I want to put that path back that I took out, by the way. The next thing is to potentially delete and change the way that this chute works. And there's a couple of ideas. One idea that I had, another idea that Jake Blended had, which are basically the same idea. But that is to take out the straight piece of this chute here and curve this here. And then we can do one of two things. We could curve it out from here, like, and then down and into the mason, or we can simply just take it like this. Oops, except that I clicked the wrong thing. We can simply just take it like this into the mason, except that I'm not hitting it correctly. Let's do maybe placing like that. Like that. And what this will do is this will take whatever finally gets backed up here at the barn and only send the overflow into the stone mason, like that. See, actually, they kind of got bunched up there, and it went into the stone mason, which is fine. It was just a bunching up, basically, of the pieces of stone. So what this will happen is this is going to get up to 100, and then it's going to start backing up here on the chutes, and like it is right now, and then they're just going to start dropping into the stone mason again. And that satisfies, I think, the objective that I had early on in the episode last time, of trying to get as much stone to go to the barn as possible, and then only having some of it going here. And the final thing that I wanted to change was over here. These are actually roads or path tiles. They're not just dirt like I was thinking they were as I was playing the episode. So those are what was blocking the farms from working. So we're going to do BDF for farm, and now we can place the farm up here, there. And we're going to take this worker out of the thing and put in a chute right there. And then this one's going to get some grain going. There we go. And actually I want to do the same thing maybe with this one, although maybe not. We may not need more than two workers or two farms here. So I'm going to actually go without these workers for right now and send them over here to some sort of a staging area, just so that we have them instead of deleting them and then adding them again. Also at the very end of the last episode, the animal pasture technology finished. So we're going to go ahead and start the research of basic logistics, just so that cart can keep chugging along. And I want to look at the pastures. So buildings, pasture, produces animal products, not surprising. And so let's see, this is going to make hopefully the things we needed for the victory conditions, which were the cheese and or chicken that we can then cook. The warm coat is going to need, probably going to get wool or leather from animals as well. And then the conveyor belt's going to also need cloth, which is probably made from wool or leather as well. So let's look at a pasture. Nope, that's a forester. Pasture. And I'm just going to put it maybe around here for right now. just because I don't know where else to put it at this point. So we can make eggs, fertilizer, wool, raw chicken, leather, and milk at the pasture. Well, I'm going to guess, this is a stretch, of course, that that cheese is made from milk and cooked chicken is made from raw chicken. But some of the things we need here are animal feed and water. So, in fact, we want to put this probably next to a water source, whether it's that one or not. It's going to get real crowded, but we can start there. Let's move. Yeah, see, it's highlighting the tiles there with blue. So let's do a pasture here, making. We'll start with the milk, I think, but we're going to need some animal feed as well. And animal feed is gotten from grain, as I recall, at a grain mill. Clear that. And yes, there's an animal feed recipe here too. So, what I want to do is, and we pulled some of these thingies here. Is that what I want? Remove block layer? Yeah. Okay. I want to take some of this grain. We might want to actually put that third farm out here, because I want to take some of this grain off of this chute using the technique that we just taught ourselves and run it into another grain mill that can make, not to change that again, animal feed. So let's do a queue there. And I want to put a road in here. Maybe we can just go like this. And I should change this just a bit so that it curves into, sometimes they don't let you draw them automatically. Animal feed. Can I not curve it straight in like that? Maybe you can't. Uneven terrain. Let's delete some of this stuff here and delete some of these here, I guess. And then take the chute, turn there, and then turn there. There they go. Okay. It's a little spaghetti, but hey, what are you going to do? And let's put a path in here. Down to there. So now we have animal feed getting made, and we can deliver the animal feed down to the pasture. I'm going to actually widen this path before I get too far along. And let's do BWG for a wagon. And I want the wagon to take the animal feed to the pasture. And then this should start producing milk and fertilizer. So the fertilizer we can store. We need to get a barn in order to store that. BDB for the barn. And then the milk, we need to figure out what we need to do with it. And I suspect that's a kitchen. I think I'll put it a little bit up here. BWG. And I want you to take fertilizer to the barn. And we're just going to fill up the barn with fertilizer. We may even upgrade it. That adds storage capacity. That might be a good idea. Because fertilizer right now, all we can really use it for is additional tiles here. Yes, let's do this. Pick one of these. Maybe put it here-ish. And then take a chute like this. Looks good. And then let's do another grain farm. I need to add some more housing pretty soon, or upgrade some housing pretty soon. And that way we can, so our priority here is on flour, and our secondary here is on animal feed. And we are just, now we're filled up with milk, and I think we need to upgrade the base, which means we need 10 cloth. So we're kind of stuck with milk, because I should have not made milk first. I should have made something else first. Let's do like that over top of the water. Oh, we finished our basic logistics research, which unlocked some one-way gates, barrier gates, a grabber, which is like an inserter in Factorio, a cloth conveyor belt, and a fluid pipe. Okay, conveyor belts are critical tools for automating your town. Place them on a building's front tile, and resources will automatically be output on them and carried away. You can also directly feed resources into any other side or level of a building from a belt. That's one of the key things too, is level of a building. You can actually feed things in on like the second or third height, and it will still go into the building just fine. So we can either make wool or leather. I want to look at the recipe for cloth, though. And we can use our workshop that we have here to check that recipe. We can make cloth out of either cotton or wool. The other option is we could grow cotton. We now have fertilizer, so we could plant cotton using some farm tiles. I don't know if that's really worth it or not, though. Or if we should just do... Well, let's look at that recipe again. If we should just do the... Yeah, cotton actually costs more cotton per cloth, but I don't know what the expense of wood necessarily is. Or of wool necessarily is, in terms of the animal feed versus just having a cotton farm. You know what? Let's do a cotton farm, because it'd be good to do different things. We're going to do plenty of stuff with the animal pastures. So I want to put the farm here so that it's linked to some water. I don't know why. Oh, because it's up high there. Okay. Put the farm here. We don't need to get out to it. We just need to get the cotton. Actually, this should be rotated. Like that, I think. We just need to get the cotton out of it. Let's, and I think cotton can go down conveyor chutes. Let's do a rod of workers. Cotton farm. Yes. Let's deal with our housing issues here. Upgrade this house and this house. Excellent. Okay. Worker. Add a worker. And let's plant some farm tiles. Building, no, farming. Do we do plant cotton? Or do we have to put the farm tiles down first? Farm tile. We have plenty of fertilizer, which is the ingredient for these. Oh, now we don't have any more fertilizer. Not plenty. Building, farming, plant cotton. At least we'll get started with that. Oh, is there... I didn't think cotton looked like that. Is there actually wild cotton on the map? That's pears. This is wild cotton down here. We could have actually farmed it down there. That might have been easier. But oh well, too late now. Does this work? It doesn't work because the terrain is not right. Are you going to let me lower the terrain? So we were talking also in the chat today about a tool that was going to allow us to move, to adjust the terrain. And I don't think that's it. It's not. And I don't see anything else that has to do with leveling of land. So it must be something that's locked to us at this point. Unless we can destroy block. No. So we're kind of stuck here. Let me flip this. Oops, I did the wrong thing. R for research. Look at that. Let's try this method then. This is a little bit crazier, but it might just work. Except that I want some scaffolding here. Like that. And then I can take this. Let's do another one. Like that. Then I can take this out. Oh, it needs to be a belt. Okay, that's what that symbol meant. Well then, we will use a cart. Oops. Rotate. Yes, good. Alright, we'll use a cart. We'll take this to a barn somewhere. I kind of crowded myself in. One of these days I'll learn. Let's do... Not there. Let's go this way. And then out here. And I'll put a barn in here. BDB. And this is going to be an issue here as well. Maybe I can just put the barn here? No. I guess I have to come all the way back out here. But that's okay. Alright, so we need a wagon. BWG. And you need to take the cotton to the barn. And this is what the supply water and supply fertilizer functions are for. You can check supply water, and the worker will keep keep everything watered, which means that the growth time of cotton is boosted by 100%. So it doubles the speed of the cotton growth. And actually the wagon can't even keep up with it. So maybe we don't supply water and see if the wagon can still keep up. Even with the few things we have here, yeah, the wagon can't even keep up still. Okay, so now we have cotton. That's good. Now I want to, and I'm kind of crowding myself in a little bit here. Oh, you can deliver to the back. That's even better. I like that idea. Then I want to put up a workshop. Let's actually go and get this workshop. Move to over here to check these levels well. I think that's okay. And then let's make, not wood wheels, let's make cloth out of wool. Actually, let's set these filters to cotton. Except I need to make the thing out of cotton, yeah. Cloth and cloth. And then this needs to be the cloth made from cotton. That's, yeah. And then we can do a BWG and carry the cloth there. And then you can carry, or the cotton there, and then you can carry the cloth back. And now you two can fight over that road. Guess I should have left a space, but I really didn't have the space to leave. But I could make this one wider because I put the barn too far back. Okay, so now we have cloth. And now that we have cloth, we can do something else. What was it we could do? Oh, we can possibly upgrade this? Yes, once we have 10 cloth, we can upgrade this, which is the goal. We have the red coins already being earned by the selling of planks and stone bricks as we have them. This is more slowly getting the stone bricks, and the planks are only collecting when they're in storage, not when they're in input. That's perfect. Same thing with the stone bricks for that matter. We could potentially produce more, but I think it's okay for now. And let's upgrade the base. So now we have another 4 houses. We unlock the kitchen and the tavern. Let's take a look what the tavern does, because I think that's a new building. Sells prepared food to nearby houses. So that is in the happiness thingy here. That is this one, the gourmet stuff maybe, or is it just? No, there's prepared food in here too. So now that we can make the kitchen, which we might want to do over here. Ish. Oops, I clicked the wrong button. Let's say we want to do that there. And let's start by making cheese, hopefully. Cheese. Milk and cloth. We need cheese. You need cloth to make cheese. Cheesecloth. Alright, so we need another wagon. We don't have enough housing. We could potentially do the next housing upgrade. But I might actually just build more houses instead. Actually, you know what? Let's delete these workers because we're using carts. Wagons. Let's take the milk into the kitchen. And we didn't have a worker. That's what that was for. Let me also put this road path here. And then we also need a BWG. We don't have enough capacity because yes. Okay, let's see. How about if we put a house here then? And then we do a couple of upgrades on it. 3? Yeah, okay. I mean, upgrade 3, not idle workers. Oh, idle workers, look at that. Okay, BWG. And then let's take cloth from the barn into the kitchen. And they're already getting congested. It didn't take me long. This would have been much better if I had done it as a little bit wiser. I think I want to make this input only so that we have a stockpile of cloth. Because if you remember, the cloth conveyor belt recipe needs... nope, it's made in a workshop. The cloth conveyor belt recipe needs cloth. So I want to have a buffer of cloth in here before we move on to that. But we don't need a buffer of cotton, at least not yet, so I'm not going to have one. So we have cloth. We're making cheese. We're not putting the cheese anywhere yet. Put the cheese in a barn, because that's where one puts cheese. And now we could actually sell the cheese with the food market. Butter? No. We can sell butter, but not cheese. Maybe with the tavern? It doesn't really say. Without putting one down. We could sell the cheese. I don't know that I want to sell the cheese. We could sell the cheese. Did we do all the research we could do? No, we can research fluid pipes. Let's go ahead and do that research too, just for funsies. Alright, so the next thing I want to do, even though I don't know what fluid pipes are for, is I want to build the next thing we need for our victory condition for the sandwich. Actually, we could start making the coats too, but we'll start. I'm working toward the sandwich. We also then need a chicken farm, which we could use this farm for, and we need a kitchen to cook the flour into bread, which might also need something else. Let's see, kitchen. I suspect it does need something else, by the way. Bread. It needs fuel, which can be fertilizer, wood, or coal. Interesting. Okay, so let's make bread here. And how are we doing on the wood front? We have plenty of wood here, so we could do a wagon that brings wood from this barn into this kitchen as fuel. We can also use the fertilizer, which might be a good idea at some point. But we'll start with wood, because I'm not sure what else I might want to use fertilizer for, and I don't think it tells. We can fertilize the crops, by the way. Any of the crops, we can fertilize those. Wow, this farm has pretty much used up all of these grain plots. This one's got a lot to go, though. Alright, let's see. And then we need another cart wagon to bring some flour to the kitchen. We have plenty of flour. We had plenty of flour, but we might actually want to make bread be the next big thing. And so, because this can also sell bread. So actually, let's do that. Build a barn. I'm going to put this barn here. Actually, I'm going to put it here. I'm going to turn this kitchen around like this. And put a road in there, or a path. And then put a path in here. Oops. Oh, we unlock the fluid pipe, which I guess would be useful to bring water in so you don't have to use a well. We'll have to... I don't know that we'll get to play with that just yet. Let's see. Let's do another wagon here, and we are now at a population limit. Let's take the bread. Are we making bread, by the way? I guess I should check. Yes, we are making bread. Excellent. Okay, you take the bread to the barn. And let's set these for nothing. Just for now. This will be bread. And I want that to be an input. And this will be bread. And then this flour wagon needs to be a bread wagon now. And so now all the flour is going to go into the kitchen making making bread, and then the bread will go to be sold at the food market. So now we have bread and cheese. Now we just need chicken. Let's go here and look at what it takes to make chicken. Animal feed, of course. Water, we got that. But maybe I want to move this. Yeah, I think I want to move this. Move over here. Let's do it like that. And we'll put in some path here. Maybe that one too. And this is going to make chicken. We have water. We need animal feed. How are we doing on the grain mill making the animal feed? We need another wagon for that. And we don't have any capacity, so we need another house. Building house. H-O-U-S-E. E for house. Anyway, I'd get it eventually if I use enough of the alphabet. Let's go here, I guess. And then BWG. We need animal feed to go to the chicken farm. And then that'll, of course, give us more fertilizer. And chicken. Take the fertilizer out to the barn. Yeah, let's start using the... You can put that back in there. And then let's use the fertilizer as fuel. It's going to congest this a little bit, but I think it'll be okay. You're going to go around. Yep. We're not processing our grain fast enough. Grain fast enough into flour. But I don't want to process it too fast because I want to make sure that enough gets over here into the grain mill without building another farm. Although I guess we could build another farm. Alright, so they're going to start losing some happiness because they no longer have flour or bread being delivered. Just fruit. But we'll replace that soon enough. Need to make a little bit more bread. I don't want to really increase that speed much more. Okay, so hopefully now we're making chicken. We are. And so we're going to need another kitchen to cook that chicken. Let's see what that's going to take. Cooked chicken needs fuel. Good, we have fuel. Yeah. Let's move this though maybe over here, but I need to build the train myself, or level the train myself. Let's see here. The slope of this is such that I need to do something like this maybe. That might be good. Where did you come from? Oh, it's getting crowded. Yeah, let's move this here. Although maybe I should rotate it this way. I'm gonna actually, before I do that, let's build a building workshop. I want to see what the cloth conveyors actually cost. We can actually make these now. I wonder if we should. Maybe we probably should. Now, how do I prioritize... Yeah, it's getting congested now. Very congested. But we're delivering bread again. 44% of the houses have bread now. Excellent. And if you look at the numbers there, grain counts as 1, flour counts as 4, bread counts as 12. 12 coins. And that also indicates the amount of time that it lasts, I think. Maybe not. I thought that indicated also the amount of time that it lasts before they demand more. But I guess I could be wrong on that one. So, the problem is I have wooden wheels over here. Here? Yes. Is this stuck? Am I not bringing... Oh, right. Because it's competing with the store. Well, maybe we just have to stop selling those items to the houses and instead look for something else that's going to give... here. Wool, cloth. I suppose we could start selling cloth, but we're going to need to start using cloth very soon. Maybe I just need to increase my production of things like stone and stone bricks. That might be a good idea. Or wood. Although, we're actually going to run out of a need for paper here pretty soon. Or we already did run out of a need for paper because we don't have this anymore. I mean, I don't know what else paper is used for. But I think this might have been it. So we might even want to change this over to, instead of making paper, can we sell the paper to the people? No. It doesn't look like it anyway. No. Okay, so no. But we could change this over to making planks. And then we have planks over here, and we could move the conveyor, or the wooden wheel making over here and make conveyors. We need some stone though. Not any stone over here. Everything's all backed up though, so we definitely need to do something different. The other thing we could do that's different is we could improve this production of... Oh god, yes, we could. We need to get planks out of here faster. Maybe instead of carting the planks from here, we cart the planks from here into that workshop. Because it's obviously one cart's not fast enough to get these out of here. So that might help some. And then I think if we replaced some of these people with machines, we'd be better off as well. So you, my little friend, can stop hopping around, and you can become a forester. And this can go directly into there, like that. And you can also stop hopping around, and can start forestry over here somewhere. We need... Okay, we're good now. There. And you're gonna harvest wood. And again, a chute that goes here. Why? I don't know why. Weird. Alright, is that gonna supply enough now? This little friend can have a job. It doesn't need a job anymore? Maybe. I think so. Okay, so now we're making more wheels, which is the goal. But stone bricks is still going to be a bit of a problem. Did I... Hold on a second. This guy isn't needed anymore either. You can deliver your stuff to there. What I could potentially do is I could have a chute. Wait, is this... Yeah, this isn't getting enough stone. Okay. Let's have a chute here that runs on level. And we put in that worker that I just deleted. Filling up the chute instead. At least that helps matters, because he doesn't have to move yet. Put a path under him though, so he can move faster later. If, as a matter of fact, I can make their runs a little bit shorter here. Now you need to stop thing. Now they're going the wrong way. How did that happen? There we go. Okay. And this one's going to run out of stone here in 64 more tries, so I'm not going to bother changing his chute. When he moves up here, maybe I'll add a different chute for him. Well, you know what? Actually, I could change the chute for him so that it went like this. Oopsie. Try that again. What the heck, Wally? I know what I keep doing, but... There we go. Okay. You're good. Now, the stonemason is full, and is not producing enough. Let's increase the productivity of the stonemason, then, by adding another worker. I made them all more efficient, so this one actually isn't really necessary here. But we still don't have a real big surplus of stone. But I could take stone bricks now from here instead of from the barn. For making the cloth conveyor belts. Yeah, see how the little blue bar is dwindling slower? And now it's got a supply of bread, and the bar moves pretty slowly because the bread is worth more value to them, I think. Now the only question is it going to be worth it to take the stone... Because this just isn't fast enough. What might be better is to take this worker out of the equation. Take these up. Put in another stonemason. Take the path up as well. And another stonemason. And then split off as Jake mentioned. And then, of course, everything just went high. Well, because I used some stone, so all the stone drained. All right, let's do that. And then this into there. So this would be like a tertiary thing. So this one has to be backed up completely for this one to go, and then this one has to be backed up completely for this one to go. But it might just do it enough that we can put in another wagon to supply a little bit more stone, brick, and might just make everything work. Might. But we might also not be using enough, or harvesting enough stone. Oh, we probably are. It just probably took that long for it to back up and fill up. Let's see. Oh, this one here needs a little bit of TLC. How about if you do this now? Excellent. Do that. Instead of having, yeah, let's do two separate stonemasons, one worker each. That'll slow this one down by 30%, but the total production is way faster having two separate stonemasons. And these should start backing up hopefully soon. Hopefully. And then this is all backed up. Is it because this is all backed up? Yeah, we've backed up on the wooden wheels now. So that's fine. Planks we're catching up on. I think maybe we just need a second wagon bringing planks over. Maybe also, or we could actually do stone roads instead if we have stone available. Wired supports blocked. Don't fully know what that means, but let's try putting in our own supports then. Let's put that in, and that in, and that in. And then let's try the road again. There we go. Yay, and then I cleared, yeah. Yay, okay, so now that... Why did you use path there? That might just be a display bug. But now the cart is on roads the whole way in. Kind of. But it's being blocked by this wagon. Can I do something with this? Yes-ish. Does that help any? It keeps wanting to go here. Because it's the shortest path. But this wagon's constantly waiting for those... Do that, maybe? You still want to go that way. How can I make it not go that way? Can I put up a barrier of some kind? Like this? Make it want to not go that way? Yeah, that works. Although I think there's decorations. We could probably do something better than that for decor, like a fence. That's probably better. At least it looks better. But this lumber mill is definitely not fast enough, but it's also not being emptied fast enough either. So, the issue might be the emptying, not the supplying. But at least we have stuff being made. So let's get back to this. Do we have a supply of bricks yet? Not really. We're selling them as soon as we get them, though. So I think what we need to probably do is have that separate cart. We're not really even getting that many into there. Well. What if I did another worker or two even here? Path. That would at least boost that production. Then we can probably steal some stone from this now in order to set up this workshop. So let's move this workshop over here somewhere. I need to level the ground, so let's put in some of the scaffolding. I can probably also change this road a little bit. 1, 2, here. Here. I think that'll work. And then you move over here. Path there. And let's make cloth conveyor belts. And I'm going to put them in this barn. So maybe I want to rotate this that way. How's that as far as placement? I think that's okay. And so we need to bring in cloth, which is going to come clear across the world from here. We also need more housing. Let's build a house first. BDE. Or 2 houses. And then BWG. You take cloth. Nope, not from there. From... Wait, where's the cloth? Did I not? I'll put in the cloth to barn. Oh, there it is. Okay. You take the cloth from this barn all the way over here. And then I want to take this and edit it to be cloth conveyor belts. Storage. And then we also need wooden wheels. Well, that's kind of janky. Can I fix that? I mean, yes, I can, but let's do scaffold, or arch rather, and then this goes here then. That one too. Okay. And then BWG wagon takes these here. And then BWG wagon takes these here. Now hopefully it actually gets some sometimes. Looks like it's going to. We don't need a lot. And I think I'll put a worker in here to do this part just because it's getting a little crowded right here. If you only have one wagon here, it makes life a little bit easier. But we're making now cloth conveyor belts, which is a good note to go out on for today. Because the cloth conveyor belts give us the ability to transport resources beyond what can be transported in a chute automatically without having to use carts, especially in situations like this where they're kind of near each other. And then it also gives us the ability to go uphill, which the chutes won't let us do. So I think that's where we're going to leave this for today. And next time we will work further on our sandwiches. Because we have now started making cloth conveyor belts, which I skipped ahead and did those, or skipped to the bottom and did those. We can start working on our sandwiches or our warm coats, but I think maybe continuing on the sandwiches. We have the chicken being grown, and we have the kitchen ready to go. We just needed to finish setting it up, and I put a house right in the way that I didn't want to do. So I guess we'll move that house too. So that's where we're going to leave this for today. Thank you all for joining me, and I will see you all next time. Bye for now.